Hey guys, it's Melanie. Welcome back. I hope you had a great week. It is time once again for ye old weekly home fragrance roundup. This video goes up every Saturday and it's an opportunity for me to chit chat about all of the home fragrance that I was using around the house over the course of the past week. What I was burning, what I was melting, what I was crocking, what I was lamping, what's going in my Pura. So yeah, it's just a bunch of home fragrance talk. So if you are into that, definitely make sure you hit that subscribe button. If you're new here, like I said, this video goes up every single Saturday and I do share a lot of, in-depth candle reviews as well. So there's a lot of those coming up because your girl has been testing holiday candles this week. But before we get into all of that, check out the description box for links to everything that I'm sharing. There's some home fragrance related content that's always linked down there. There's links to crocks, lamps. If you don't know what crocks and lamps are, check out the video for that. I'll put the information for the sales that are happening this weekend with the companies that I tend to shop with the most. There's discount codes down there. It's a plethora of information. Feel free to check it out if you're interested. But yeah, you guys, without further ado, let's go ahead and take a little trip around the house here and see what's currently going in terms of what I'm burning and also what I'm using in my crocks and underneath the one lamp that has been active this week. So let's get into it and then we'll meet back here and we'll get started with everything else. All right, let's start here in the kitchen where I am currently burning HomeWorx Harvest Hot Chocolate. I've already done an in-depth review of this one, so you can definitely check that out if you are interested. But I really like this one, so I actually picked up a second one. I went through my first one pretty quickly and it burned quite well. And this second one, while I'm still kind of, as you can see in the beginning stages of it, it's performing just like the first one. So if you're looking for a hot chocolate that has kind of almost like a Mexican hot chocolate vibe where you have a little bit of spice with that hot cocoa note, this one is definitely a great one to check out. So anyway, loving this one in here. Here in the family room is Kringle Sugar Plum and Myrrh, which is a new scent for holiday 2024. I have to admit, I'm really kind of disappointed in the performance of this one. Listen, I can definitely smell it in this room in here, but it's not very potent at all. And I really like this scent, so I was very hopeful that I would get my usual Kringle strength and throw from this one, but it's just not really doing it for me. So I am trying to burn these for at least 5 or 6 hours, just in the hopes that maybe, like at some point, like I hit a fragrance pocket or something where it becomes a little bit more powerful. But so far, I'm not crazy impressed with the strength and throw here at all. So if you're thinking about this one, as of right now, I'm definitely not giving it my wholehearted recommendation, obviously, so purchase at your own risk here. But I think what I might do is go ahead and order the wax melts because it really is a great scent, like that's the thing. But what I may do after I film the review of this, I may try it in I'm definitely going to try it in a crock if it doesn't ever pick up in terms of strength and throw, so I'll pop it in a crock and enjoy it that way. But yeah, I mean, this one is definitely a letdown so far. So that's disappointing, but I don't know. It is what it is. So let's move on. All right, here we are in the laundry room. Oh, Alpha's outside. Let's see. Oh, he was watching Penny. It looks like Penny might be looking for a spot to go potty, so we'll give her some privacy. Anyway, nothing in this crock right now. I usually use this crock constantly, so it's kind of different to actually have this one turned off for a little while. I do have some fall candles that I am looking to just kind of finish up in the next week or two before I fully transition to burning exclusively holiday candles with the beginning of November coming around. I feel like the holiday burning season is quite short And so I really like to get that started in early November. I know that's blasphemous to some people, but if I want to get through a lot of my holiday candles, it's something I have to do. So you'll definitely see this crock filled again next week with some fall stuff that I'm just trying to get out of the way at this point. So I am using both crocks upstairs. So let's head up there and see what's happening there. All right, let's make a quick pit stop here at the top of the stairs where I have HomeWorx Spiced White Pumpkin going. This is in a 3-wick format that was part of a TSV many moons ago. I bought a bunch of this particular TSV because it had some great fragrances in it. So anyway, these burned just fine for me, but in an effort to whittle down this HomeWorx collection to make room to be able to bring all of my Kringles upstairs to join the rest of my candle friends in the closet at the end of the hallway here, I have started melting a number of my HomeWorx candles. I'm really excited to be able to reach my goal of having all of my candles in one closet so that I can really see what I have and make some smarter purchasing decisions going forward. Honestly, this has been something that I've been working on for a really long time, and I cannot tell you how good it feels. So if you are also on a little bit of a candle journey when it comes to either whittling your collection down or consolidating things, yeah, let's celebrate our little victories here, because as a former, I would say, candle hoarder, it feels a lot more manageable for me to be able to actually put everything in one place and see what I have, and then, you know, make those smarter decisions in terms of what I want to repurchase, and then also new stuff that I want to try. So yeah, anyway, pretty proud of myself. So by the end of this year, I'm gonna have everything in one area. The Kringle candles are still stashed downstairs in my office, and I'm so ready to bring them up, but there's a few more candles that I have to get through in order for that to happen. So yeah, unfortunately, these HomeWorx candles do take up a lot of room in terms of storing them. They are much wider at the base than most candles, so you know, storing them long term can be a little bit tricky, and I just don't want things all over the house anymore. I don't know. I'm not sure what's happening to my brain, but I just started getting really overwhelmed with the amount of things that I had. And quite honestly, you guys, it's not just candles. It's a lot of things. There's a lot of decor items that I'm getting rid of, a lot of clothing pieces that I'm no longer wearing. I think I'm just in a stage of life where I want to get rid of the excess and truly enjoy the things that I really love. So anyway, if you're on the same journey as me, hooray for us. All right, let's move on. Okay, we are in the dark corner of my bedroom here. I didn't open the curtains this morning, so. But what do we have in here? This is the absolutely incredible Bath & Body Works Wicked Vanilla Woods. Listen, this one was not super potent when I had it lit, and I knew that I was probably going to crock it at the halfway point anyway, just to see the difference in the experience. And oh my gosh, I should have just crocked it from the get-go, because this performs so much better when all of the oils are melted at once versus you know, burning and only having like an inch of wax melted at a time. This fragrance is very similar to my beloved Seven Virtues Vanilla Woods. That is a personal fragrance, a perfume, if you will, that I wear all year long, but I especially love it around the fall and winter. And being able to find something that's similar in home fragrance has just been mwah, chef's kiss. I love it. So anyway, this one burned okay in terms of, you know, everything else, but it just wasn't quite strong enough for me. So she is in here, and I'm loving it. I think I probably maybe have like 2 or 3 more days left with this one. It is starting to wane a little bit, but I have immensely enjoyed it. So I almost wish that I would have picked up another one just to be able to melt, but I don't know, at this point, I kind of want to move on to testing out holiday candles from Bath & Body Works. So if you have any recommendations for holiday candles that I should consider picking up, leave them in the comments down below. I'm excited to see what's in store and what's new over there this year. So anyway, let's move on to the last crock in the back bedroom of the house here. All right, this is the last crock that is active right now, and this is pumpkin carving. Oh, I love it so much. I love it. Listen, I should have probably burned this one. It's a staple for me pretty much every single year, but I decided to just go ahead and melt it from the get-go, so you can see that those wicks were never even lit. I will do that sometimes where I just put an entire brand new candle into a crock. I don't view that as wasteful. This is just a way for me to, it's a different way for me to enjoy my home fragrance. So, by the way, I do have crocks linked in the description box down below. So if you're looking for some really great high quality crocks, check those links out. Both of those are wonderful options. In fact, the ivory one that you saw in my bedroom there, that is one of the ones that's linked down below. But pumpkin carving is just a delicious, like kind of basic fall pumpkin scent. It's spicy. It has a lot of warmth to it. It just smells very cozy. So it's been back here this entire week. And honestly, when I've gotten home from work in the evenings and I walk in the house, I can actually smell this. Like as I walk in through the our garage door there, like this one travels. It's quite potent. So yeah. Anyway, I love this one. I'll definitely repurchase it every single year if it continues to be available. If you can catch this one on a really good sale, I think this is also kind of a nice one during November as well, but I just figured I'd go ahead and melt this one. I reviewed this fragrance a long time ago, so, you know, I didn't need to burn the candle to just review it. I purchased it just to be able to enjoy it, and enjoying it I am. So let's head downstairs and talk about the rest of the, you know, candles, wax melts, whatever else I was using this week. Let's head down there. All right, I hope you guys enjoyed that little tour of what's currently happening around the house right now in terms of what I'm crocking, what I'm lamping, and what I'm currently burning. Honestly, it smells so good down here right now with that Harvest Hot Chocolate going from HomeWorx. That has been a really great performing candle for me, and that was actually a backup that I purchased. I did review it earlier on in the fall and then really enjoyed my experience with it, so I ended up getting another one. Yeah, just a really fabulous scent, and if you have not tried that one, I also think it will transition nicely into the holidays as well. So if the label is a little too fall for you, just peel that label off. It's really easy to do that with HomeWorx candles. I've shown this before, but they're just shrink wrapped on. So if you just take like a knife to score, you know, the label here, it'll just peel right off. So anyway, we are now going to get into everything else that I was burning this past week, what I was melting in terms of wax melts. But I want to get started with what I finished. And here's our boy Alf. If you're new, this is Alphonse. He is a pug and my constant shadow and companion and best buddy, really. So he likes to hang out in the background of these videos frequently. So if you ever hear any snoring, snorts, you know, whatever else noise comes out of him because he is a pug, that's just the free pug ASMR that I provide here on my channel, and I hope you enjoy. So I'm gonna have to reach here for a second because I didn't really think this through when I was putting this stuff down here. All right, I'm back. Hi. Okay, I finished Together Weather this week from Bath & Body Works. I burned it the whole way down. Listen, I still don't know whether I like this fragrance or not. I don't think that I would ever repurchase it personally. I didn't think it was a bad fragrance, but I think I was maybe expecting something else from it. It didn't smell very fall-like to me. I think maybe that's my beef with it. Yeah, it has some woody notes in it. So the notes are blushing breeze, whatever that is, sugared cardamom and soft cedar. It's definitely like a really soft, woody, cedary with a little bit of sweetness to it, a little bit of perfuminess. It's nice. It is a nice fragrance, but maybe it's just in the wrong season for me. I would actually probably prefer to burn this more around after the holidays into the spring. So I don't know. All that being said, I'm still ambivalent. I don't know that I would ever repurchase it, but I did burn it the whole way down. So it had, listen, there was no sooting, there was no discoloration, and it extinguished itself, and most of the wax basically dissipated out of the bottom. There's just a little chunk on the side here, so it did well. Like, if you're looking for a good burn, like this gave me a good burn. I just think the fragrance wasn't like, I wasn't crazy about it. So there's that. I was crazy about this. Listen, this is a good burn. This is a great fragrance. It reminds me of Leaves from Bath & Body Works. Haunted Apple Nights, which is an interesting name for a fragrance. I didn't know apples could be haunted, but I really do like the picture here. It's just a bunch of apples in a forest, which maybe doesn't make the most sense. I mean, it doesn't look like an apple orchard to me, but at any rate, it's a great fragrance. If you're looking for something very similar to Leaves from HomeWorx, this would be the, I would say, alternative. Great burn, smells amazing. It has that same kind of golden nectar note to it. It's delicious. I already reviewed this one. You can check out the review here on my channel. I do have playlists for all of my candle reviews now, so I need to make sure that I updated them from the candle reviews that have gone up in the last couple weeks. I've slacked a little bit here on YouTube in terms of staying on top of this stuff because I am back to working as a florist. So yeah, and I work out of the home now. I'm working for someone else. I'm not a florist for myself anymore. My company is still closed. I'm never going to open it again. If you missed my life update, check that out. But yeah, so anyway, let's keep going. Was there anything else that I finished this week? No. Okay, now let's get started with the other candles that I was enjoying this week. First of all, I'm gonna mention my Big Mama Jama, which I only brought in the lid for because I have it in my Chester Hurricane, and I'm always afraid to break the Chester Hurricane glass because I broke the glass on my smaller one. I still have two large Chester Hurricanes that are fully intact. So I tried to limit how much I move the hurricane portion, like the glass part of the hurricane portion around. Sometimes it'll clang into the candle itself, and I'm always just thinking, oh, it's gonna break, it's gonna break. I just know it is. So at any rate, if you get this Luxe 5-wick cinnamon vanilla, I would highly suggest putting it in a hurricane, because if you do not, I think it's gonna take you hours and hours and hours for that thing to pull out. It's a massive candle. I purchased this off of QVC when I had like, I think a $20 off coupon, or is it 20%? I don't remember what it was, but I had some kind of coupon that was available, and I applied it to this, and I got this for like $80. It was a really good deal. But listen, this is a great fragrance, and this is performing incredibly well, but it will take a long time to pull out. So I would highly suggest, if you're gonna pick it up, that you either have a hurricane already that you can put it in, or that you purchase a hurricane to use with it, unless you have the time. Listen, if you have the time, go for it. But I don't know, I prefer for my candles to pull out a little bit faster, so I have a lot of hurricanes to be able to do that with. But I love this fragrance. This is definitely a house filler. Like this, I feel like these giant Luxe 5-wicks are what HomeWorx used to be in their 4-wick format when it comes to strength and throw. So yeah, I was willing to splurge on this because it's a great basic fragrance that will take me through basically from fall to the end of the year at this point. So yeah, this was my holiday gift to myself in terms of like the Big Mama Jama candle that I'm going to gift myself every single year around the holidays. I just like the novelty of these massive candles. And this year, HomeWorx Cinnamon Vanilla won, and it was a great decision. It's performing super well. Speaking of other HomeWorx candles, now this one I did receive in PR. I am a HomeWorx affiliate ambassador, whatever you want to call it. Sometimes they will send us some candles here and there, and you know, we're just sharing our thoughts with you. So this is, what's this called? Chocolate Peanut Butter Cup. I was really kind of excited to be offered this one because my husband loves him some Reese's Peanut Butter Cups. And so I thought, if there is a candle that my husband is going to go nuts over, it's going to be this one. Here's the thing. I'm only one burn in, so I still have a little ways to go, but I'm not entirely disappointed in the candle because it's actually performing decently in terms of strength and throw. I'm a little disappointed that I'm not picking up any peanut butter yet. I really just smell chocolate. It's a great chocolate. It's a nice, deep, dark, rich chocolate. It's not like a milk chocolate, which I don't really personally love. I prefer a deeper chocolate note than milk chocolate. But I just am not getting the peanut butter, which is bumming me out because it's the very first note in here. So peanut butter, dark chocolate, caramel, vanilla bean. I do get a little bit of caramel for sure. It's more of like a chocolate with a hint of caramel and then like a whipped vanilla note. It's delicious. Listen, this smells incredible. But is it a peanut butter chocolate? Not yet. I really hope it picks up the peanut butter portion of this. So anyway, I am enjoying burning it, and so there's that. Let's talk to Bath & Body Works candles. So very old one over here. This is from when the candles were $20 each. Yeah, I've been hanging on to this one for a while, obviously. I think this is my very last apple crumble. I loved it, but I knew it was time to finally burn it. And I will say, I think I may have kept it a little bit too long. I do think this is a lot lighter than the other ones that I used during the last several years around the fall time. So I don't know. I do think that a lot of candles hold up for a lot of years when it comes to storing them and then enjoying them later on. But there is kind of a point in time where I do think the fragrance oils start to deteriorate a little bit. And I think that was happening here. So I'm glad I'm finally enjoying it, but the strength and throw has not been what the other, you know, I think I bought like 15 or 20 of these. I bought a lot. So I'm finally on the last one, but this is definitely weaker than any of the other ones that I've had. And it is starting to discolor a little bit, but it's not terrible. So I'm gonna keep burning it. If I have to put it in a crock, I will, but I'd really like to, you know, just for posterity's sake, burn this one to the finish line. So yeah, but I am gonna miss this scent. I will say, however, spiced apple crumb from HomeWorx smells so incredibly similar. So that'll be my go-to going forward. I still have several backups of that, so I'll be enjoying that. And I do like this type of scent, again, throughout the holiday season as well. So you'll see that spiced apple crumb in what I'm burning around the holidays as well. And then my beloved pumpkin apple. Man, I love this one. I will say I am at the halfway point and I'm starting to see some discoloration, as you can see there. This is such a beautiful basic fragrance. It's just apple and mostly fall spices. There is a hint of pumpkin in here, but it's mostly an apple scent to my nose. It's delicious and I adore it every single year. So this is actually my second one. I may crock this one after the next burn, especially if it continues to discolor like it's starting to do right now. The last one that I melted in my crock lasted me well over a week, and it's a really enjoyable background fragrance. So yeah, anyway. I do love this one. I just wish it burned better. I typically don't have too many burn issues when it comes to this core collection line. I tend to have more problems with the candles that are, you know, like the seasonal releases like these. Well, this is obviously a seasonal release as well, but it's different packaging, right? I don't know what the difference is. I'm assuming the candles are all made exactly the same way, but these just tend to burn a little bit better, usually. Not in the case of this one, but yeah, anyway. Here we have an exception to the rule as well, right? Because this one burned really great. So there's always going to be exceptions, but there's that. And now, listen, okay, I have started burning the holiday candles that I shared with you in terms of first sniff impressions from Kringle. Full disclosure, these were all sent to me in PR. So I'm very, very grateful for that. By the way, I should have mentioned this at the beginning of the video. I'll just pop it in here right now since we're starting with Kringle. If you missed the video, my vintage Pomander collab candle from the Reserve collection is currently back in stock. So if you want it for this holiday season, pick it up. It's available on the website. You can use my discount code, which is Melanie15. That'll save you 15% on that candle. or you can use your rewards to pick it up. But I know a lot of my subscribers were really bummed last year when it sold out incredibly quickly. So we do have some additional quantities this year. It has not sold out as of yet. So if you want it, I hope that you enjoy it. It brings me so much joy to be able to burn that one around the holidays. It's a very nostalgic fragrance to me. So I created that fragrance specifically because it reminds me of growing up and just spending a lot of time at my Oma's house. My mom was a young mother, and so my Oma really had to help raise me. And so I spent a lot of time at her house, and I'm sure I got into her hair all the time while she was busy doing things. So around the holidays, she would sit me down in the living room with a bowl of oranges and a little pile of cloves, and she would tell me to get creative and make orange pomanders. They smelled amazing, and every time that I smell that orange clove combo, it reminds me of my Oma, and she is one of the most important people in my life. She's no longer with us here on this side of things, so I miss her immensely, and being able to honor her by, you know, creating a fragrance like that was just a really neat opportunity, and I'm so grateful for Kringle for allowing me to do that. So those of you that really wanted that fragrance last year and you missed it, it's available now, so I hope that you enjoy it. I ordered myself a case because I love it and I want it forever. So it is in the reserve line, so it should ideally come back every single year, but obviously you never know. Maybe they're not able to source the fragrance oils one year, so I just want to make sure that I have some backups for myself. So anyway, if you want it, you can go get it now. But let's start talking about some of these other holiday candles here. It's a little bit of a mixed bag, if I'm going to be perfectly honest with you. I am at a point where I can definitely probably review a couple of these next week here. So I'm going to get started with these two here. These were the first candles that I started testing. They're both red. I don't know, I just grabbed the two red candles and started burning. Fireside Chai and Cranapple Toddy. Let's start with Fireside Chai. Okay, this one is interesting because on cold sniff, I really do like this one. I don't think it really smells like a chai per se. It's kind of almost fruity. So the notes in here are bourbon, cedar, wood smoke, wood, amber, and spice, which is weird. Maybe it's the cider note that's causing that like fruity note to come through for me. But this one's really interesting because when I burn this, I get a little bit of a hint of vinegar. Was it Karen that initially said this? Karen, if you're watching, I think it was you, but you mentioned that it smelled a little touch of vinegar or something, and I was like, weird. So I grabbed this one to burn first because I was really curious about that, and I totally see what she was talking about. I'm not sure what would come across as slightly vinegary. There's like a slight acidity that is really hard to explain in this one, and vinegar I think is a great like way to kind of put that into words maybe. It's so fascinating to me. I don't get bourbon from this. I do get a woody note. I do get the amber. I do get the touch of spice, the cider obviously. But this is not a chai fragrance. I think this is an interesting fragrance for, an interesting name for a fragrance that smells nothing like a chai. Chai to me usually smells like a mix of tea and spices. Maybe, you know, like a milky note as well. But yeah, that's not what this smells like to me. It's a nice scent on cold, but I do get a little bit of that weird vinegar note. I will say, strength and throw here has not been the best. So yeah, and I've burned them for several hours at a time. I mean, it's a clean burn. I will always give it to Kringle for the clean burn, but the strength and throw I feel like are a little light on this one from even what I'm used to in terms of country candles. So there's that. Okay, and then the Cranapple Toddy. This one, a little bit better in terms of strength and throw, but oddly enough, I don't like this scent profile as much from cold sniff to when it's lit. I don't know what it is. It's just not really appealing to me right now. So it's apple, berry, currant, fruit, sweet, and amber. I think it might be the currant. I do smell quite a bit of currant in here. I have a negative I have a negative scent association when it comes to Current. A lot of people ask me why I hate it so much, and here's the reason. Listen, a very, very long time ago, I'm talking when I was like 21, I think maybe I was even 20. When I was 20 years old, I had this boyfriend, and obviously things didn't work out, and it was for the best. Listen, I wish him nothing but the best at this point, but it wasn't a super great breakup. And so every time that I smell Current, I think of him, because he used to gift me Current scented candles. Or, well, there was one for sure, and then I think he also bought me like a votive once, and it had like a Current note to it as well. But it was this one like kind of bigger like tin candle that he bought for me, and now when I smell it, I just think of him. And I don't know, I don't have any ill intentions towards this person at all, but I also don't want to necessarily, you know, remember that time in my life. It's a good learning lesson for me, for sure, in terms of, you know, making sure I pick the right person in terms of who I want to date and who I want to be with. But yeah, I don't know. I don't like that scent memory association. So usually if anything has Current in it, I'm just like, if we could just not put that in there, that'd be better for me. But anyway. So I'm going to keep burning those for the next couple days here. You'll see some in-depth reviews probably first of these two, but if you're interested in them, the strength and throw has not been the best on either of those. I will say the Cran Apple Toddy is definitely stronger than the Fireside Chai, but still not what it should be. However, let's talk about this one here. This is the Gingerbread Tiramisu. This one, much better strength and throw. So I feel like there's some inconsistencies that I'm seeing in the Kringle holiday candles that I've never really experienced before. And I'm trying to make sure that I didn't change any of the conditions in the house here in terms of, you know, air conditioning or windows being open. Like, I mean, if anything, the windows are now closed a little bit more frequently because the weather has cooled down a little bit. I have turned on the heat in the house, but typically that doesn't hurt my fragrance output from my candles. So I'm not sure what's going on. But I will say, if you are wanting to try one of the country candles that has like very close to the usual experience that we have with country, the Gingerbread Tiramisu would be my recommendation. And it's a really good gingerbread. This is a great scent. I love this one, and it definitely is performing more up to the usual standard. So I really do like this one. I love this scent. This is the Winter Spice. Oh man, this is good. It's definitely a citrus. It does have a slight hint of spice to it. But there's also just a little bit of an interesting perfuminess to this one. The notes are citrus, berries, cinnamon, clementine, clove, and nutmeg. It's not really super spicy in terms of the clove. So no, this does not smell like my my collab candle. You know, obviously they have the citrus in common, but I feel like I don't pick up much clove in this one at all. If I really deeply stick my nose into the wax, I can smell just a touch of it, but when it's burning, it doesn't really come out, which is interesting because normally clove is a pretty potent fragrance note. In fact, when I created the collab candle, I wanted to make sure that the clove didn't overtake the citrus in the fragrance. I wanted the citrus to be the primary fragrance note in the Vintage Pomander with the hint of clove, and then that holiday tree note as well. But yeah, this is nice and fresh with just a touch of perfuminess to it, but it's not super spicy. It's a touch of spice, but not super spicy. So anyway, I would say there's more nutmeg and cinnamon in here than there is clove. So there's that one. I have also been burning I wish I knew what I did with the lids for these two. I've also been burning the classic jars as well. Listen, I'm having a better experience with these in terms of consistency. Obviously not with the Sugar Plum and Myrrh, but these two have definitely been performing at the usual level for me. In terms of strength and throw, the Butter Rum Cafe, oh man. Listen, if you like a gourmand, I freaking love this one. It's so good. I can't wait to review this one. It's pretty rich. So this is butternut spice, caramel, cream, and vanilla. There's not a ton of caramel in here, which I was a little afraid that it might come out a little bit more when I was burning it, but it's perfect. Oh, this is delicious. I love this one so much. I definitely will be picking up another jar of this, and I will also get the wax melts. It is delicious, so definitely this one gets the seal of approval from me, as does the cypress and cinnamon. You guys, this one's good. So the notes are fir needle, spice, balsam, green, wood, and spice. It's good. It's kind of that like classic holiday tree fragrance with the addition of the spices, a little bit of freshness here. I really like the tree note that's in here. It's definitely fir and it's definitely balsam for sure. There's not a ton of woodiness here, and it's not overly spicy. Spice is listed twice, but despite that, it's not overly spicy. So anyway, I really enjoy this one. And again, the performance of this one has been quite good for me. So I give the thumbs up on this one for sure, but obviously, you know, I need to get a little further down just to make sure. So you'll see a review of that coming up soon. And then this one here is Winter Iris. Listen, this one actually performs really well, but I just don't like this fragrance at this time of the year. Honestly, I want to save this one for January. I think this is going to be a great like after holiday scent for me and a transition into the spring. This is Iris Blossom, Sugared Violet, Dark Fruits, Vanilla, and White Amber. It's a gorgeous scent. It has a lot of sweetness to it. You smell the floral notes. It's really nice. We actually had irises at the floral studio this week, so I stuck my nose into the irises. They really don't have much of a scent, so you know, I don't really think this smells like an iris per se, but I do smell that violet that's in here. Violet does have a little bit more scent to it, but that fruitiness, the vanilla, and that amber, oh man. Kringle does a great amber, and this one definitely performs really well. It's a beautiful floral. But do I want to burn this right now? Not really. I'll review it, you know, I'll burn it maybe down to about here, and then I'll review it for you guys. But yeah, it's just, I don't like florals during the holidays. I don't really like them during the Halloween time either, but I don't know. Kringle's been doing some different stuff this year, which I commend them for, you know, branching out and trying some new things, but I feel like some of the things haven't gone over the best this year. So, I don't know. You live, you learn, try new things, and then you adjust, you pivot, right? This is what you do in business. I'm so thankful to not be running my own business anymore, I tell you what. All right, let's talk some wax melts. Listen, this week was another week of the Better Homes and Gardens Vanilla Cookie Crunch towards the beginning of the week. This only, however, lasts about a day for me, and then it's done. I still have 2 cubes left in this one. I bought quite a few of these the last time that I was at Walmart looking at holiday decor because, of course. Listen, it's delicious. It's so good. I highly recommend picking it up because this whole thing is like $4, but it's a one day and done type of deal. So I think I have one more pack after this, so I'll use that next week, and then I don't know, next time at Walmart I'll probably pick it up again. But yeah, does it perform super great? Not necessarily. So all right, this week I also was into Stroopwafel Delight, which is so good. This is in my club. Where is my club order? It's actually supposed to be here. I should check on the shipping there. It was supposed to come like mid-October, and I feel like we're in mid-October, right? I think, no, I think it actually is supposed to ship on the 17th, so it should be on its way to me. At any rate, this is in my club, so I'll get another one of these. I only have one in my club. I wish I was able to like add more because, man, this is delicious. It smells exactly like a stroopwafel. You have the waffle note, and you have the caramel note, and you have pure delicious perfection. This is caramel done right, because it's not the main focus. Too much caramel makes me sick to my stomach. Yeah, anyway. Where is, I also have, what happened to the other one? I must have thrown it away, who knows. Okay, all right, so here we have Happy Birthday and Almond Croissant, both of which are in my club, so I'll be getting more of these. But I think I threw the other ones away. So here is what I have left of these 2 bars, but I know that I went through an entire Happy Birthday and an entire Almond Croissant because I did 1 cube of each in my warmers this week, and It is so delicious. Listen, these are two of my favorite all-time ever fragrances from Scentsy, and I'm so thankful that they have this club situation for me to be able to get this for all eternity. But I love them together. I love them separate together. It just almost is like a gourmand explosion. This almond croissant is one of their best fragrances ever. I hope they bring it back at some point out of the vault, if you will. But it's so good. It's so rich, so buttery, so authentic. It's just like a real flaky almond croissant. Like you have that almond paste, like a thin layer of almond paste in the middle. Ooh, it's so, so good. Anyway, love these two, and that's currently what's going around the house right now. It smells pretty good. So I do need to get going with melting more of my fall Scentsy fragrances, so I need to get a little bit better about like changing out my wax. So I gotta work on that. But anyway, that's what I have for you guys this week. I so appreciate you being here. Let me know what you were burning and melting over the course of this past week. For the rest of this weekend, I'm gonna continue burning holiday candles and bringing you guys in-depth reviews of those. Let me know if you have any suggestions. I'm gonna be heading into Bath & Body Works soon to pick up some holiday candles from there to be able to review. So let me know if there are any solid recommendations that you have in terms of holiday scents from Bath & Body Works. I'll pick up backups of my usual faves, but I also want to try some new stuff. So let me know. All right, hope you guys have a great rest of your day, and Alf and I will see you in the next. He is struggling to get around the, buddy, you're killing me here. You want to say bye to everybody? Say bye. Oh, he gave you guys a nice burp. Isn't he the cutest? Oh my God, I love him. He's my little meatball. There you go. He was really struggling around the tripod here. So. All right, we'll see you guys in the next one. Take care. Toodaloo.